Hey yo, what is up everyone? This is your boy Chazman21. Welcome to another video by your boy Chazman21. So, yes, I am back on my computer and it's working fairly well, but I have to do like a couple re-recordings because like my computer motorboat or just the fan kept on having these like sounds and stuff. Though depending on the situation, it can sometimes happen, but I have used both this can, which was working okay, but like it literally went out because it's a can, and I had to also use this one, which is a a electronic, air duster that ended up like doing a far better job at what it was doing, and I was able to at least somewhat get like a lot of dust out the way. So yeah, that happened, but real quick, I gotta do some little. Shit. My bad, y'all. I didn't really open like a lot of YouTube videos, so hey, we're just gonna leave it in there. Not even gonna bother to worry about some of that. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Oops. Boom. Alright, yeah, just gotta like get things a little situated right here, and we should be good. Okay, so for today's video, we're gonna be talking about Assassin's Creed. More specifically, we're gonna be discussing the philosophy of nothing is true and everything's permitted, and may the Father understanding guide us. So those two mottos that has been like said vehemently for as long as the game has been around, since 2007. It's been an interesting conundrum to understand and realize a lot of things and stuff. So I think it's best to like explain some, if not all, that I can about these situations. So starting off with nothing is true and everything's permitted. So from what I've gathered from rewatching and also playing the games and stuff, is that like basically nothing is true and everything's permitted. Sure, if you take it at face value as what it is, just like as a Coco doctrine that we'll get into in a bit with Isio and Sophia's conversation a little bit later. It's mainly about understanding that everything in life, whether that's religion, whether that's anything else, again, by all means, this does not mean that this is again an attack on anyone's religions or philosophies or whatever they want to believe in. It's just, again, it's an observation of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people that use religion and all this other stuff to justify doing some really questionable things. So let's just keep that a buck. But that also does not mean that it represents everything that the religion is. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to get that cleared out. But other than that, it's just like I do more or less fall into the line of nothing is true and everything's permitted, even though like to a lesser extent I can understand why the may the Father of understanding guide us might be an interesting motto as well. And though, like I said, like the only Templars I kind of mess with is Hatham, Kenway, and Elise. Anyone else of the Templars and stuff, including that William Vidic, or Vidic, yeah, Vidic, for the dude with not the mustache, the old beard and stuff from the first Assassin's Creed game. Yeah, nah, fuck that guy. I hate that guy. He's an asshole, straight up. But I guess that's kind of the point. He is like, he might have some like things that is like profound, but at the same time, he's still an asshole and a weirdo. And even apparently in the comics, like whatever, he's done some really heinous things, like subjugating a 11-year-old child, aka Subject 4, aka Daniel Cross, to do some very questionable things and just all around just weird person that totally is not based off of anything of very suspicious people. Not playing, but allegedly, you know, for legal reasons. But yeah, it's just it's an interesting conundrum, but but yeah, anyways, back to nothing's true and everything's permitted. So I believe that in life, you know, there is no definitive truth of how to actually live and do the things that you want to do. It's the choices that you make can like have an impact on what you do in the future. Working okay? Everything's all right? Cool. Sorry about that. My computer was glitching for some reason, as it usually does for some reason. So my bad for the cutoff there. But what was I speaking about? Oh yeah, just the whole ordeal with nothing is true and everything's permitted. So yeah, it's interesting to think about because in one way, yeah, there is no objective truth of how to actually live your life. It's whatever you make it out to be, and the choices that you make can have impact on the things that you do in the future, or not the things that you do in the future. It really genuinely depends on what is your choice of the matters. And we'll get into these like two videos here in a bit with like the conversation between Altair and Al-Mualim, and also Ezio and Sophia, to further like you know, point out like, you know, why this is the case. So we're actually gonna go ahead and get started with let's do this conversation here. Let me see if I can find the particular one here.
The way it really is.
Okay.
Stands between us and our ultimate goal. I will return to my work. The sooner this last man dies, the sooner I might face our true enemy. Before you go, I have a question for you. Of course. What is the truth? We place faith in ourselves. We see the world the way it really is.
True.
And hope that one day all mankind might see the same. What is the world then? An illusion. One which we can either submit to, as most do,
Yep.
or transcend.
Ooh, transcend. Meaning, the more knowledge that you have, the more you transcend and you do other things. And once you understand and you're awakened to what's going on, way more than just a red pill could ever do, you can actually see it for what it is. That reality is, you know, a whole bunch of shit. A whole bunch of, you know, carbons and minuscule, you know, little atoms that we're all made of to make a human being, or, you know, buildings, houses, and plants and shit. That's just pretty much where we are. And even to even Coco different stance, we're all made of stardust in a lot of ways that we're just like, you know, pushed out from either some type of supernova or whatever the fuck. But we'll get into the scientific parts another time. But it's just kind of profound to hear that. But let's just let Altair keep speaking and shit.
To transcend, to recognize nothing is true and everything is permitted.
Yep.
That laws arise not from divinity but reason.
Right.
I understand now that our creed does not command us to be free.
Right.
It commands us to be wise.
Do you see now why the Templars are a threat?
Whereas we would dispel the illusion, they would use it to rule.
By the way, it's just a video part in the person's video, but still, like, it's pretty profound how that all comes together with this whole thing about that life is quote unquote illusion, and that what we make out of it is, you know, the choices that we make, and that the more knowledge you have, the more you understand. And now let's go ahead and talk about this part with the lovely Ezio and Sophia. By the way, W relationship between these two, because they really complement each other quite a lot. But let's go ahead and hear what they got to say about that. Oh yeah, the speech that that was supposed to happen, but was cut out because fuck Ubisoft. But anyways, let's just go ahead and keep it going.
By the man you mentioned, Altair?
Altair ibn Ahad. He built us up.
That's his real
He
name.
set us free. He saw the folly of keeping a castle like this.
And real quick, if anyone doesn't know who Altair is, real quick, let me show you guys who that is. So you see this guy in the hood, real quick, that's Altair Ilahabad, or how you pronounce it. Altair, you know, this is the dude, and this is his master, Al-Mualim. And in the game, well, if you know, you know, he ends up being the bad guy. But we'll just keep it pushing.
And become a symbol of arrogance and a beacon for all our enemies.
And the mandate for menacing hoods? Was that his idea as well? You mentioned a creed before. What is it?
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
That is rather cynical.
Could
It would be if it were doctrine.
Right.
But it is merely an observation of the nature of reality.
Yep.
To say that nothing is true is to realize that the foundations of society are fragile, and that we must be the shepherds of our own civilization.
Boom.
To say that everything is permitted is to understand that we are the architects of our actions.
Exactly.
We must live with their consequences, whether glorious or tragic.
Well fucking said.
Do you regret your
Fuck yeah.
decision to live as an assassin for so long?
I do not remember making that decision. This life, it chose me.
Ooh, that's interesting. You guys can like look up like the conversations yourselves and stuff. It's on YouTube, so you guys, if you guys want to, you guys can check it out. But I just like find it really fascinating of like these conversations, because it's just like, again, it's different takes, but it's still the same thing about that, you know. To say nothing is true, it's just to understand, like, yeah, a lot of things that we are taught about can or cannot be true depending on the type of environment that we're in, whether we're brought up in like religious beliefs or any type of belief whatsoever. It really doesn't truly matter. It's just like, you know, understanding that, but also being able to open your mind to other things and being knowledgeable of things, because the most powerful thing that can topple even neo-authoritarianism and all this other shit is knowledge. Knowledge is powerful, and the more you know, the less that you get duped and controlled by systems, more or less. Although, like, even if you have like the knowledge and stuff, sometimes the system finds its, you know, unique ways of still doing what it's doing. However, when you know that they're doing that and you point that out, it's like even better. And then also succeeding in spite of the whole, you know, hold that the system is, you know, controlling. Which is why it's like, I believe that when people, you know, awaken their knowledge to other things more than just school, and when they're knowledgeable on just, you know, it doesn't have to be politics, although it could be sometimes. If it's like anything like world history or just like knowing history and knowing a lot about that, then it's like when you have that knowledge, you have the knowledge. Because otherwise, if someone just does not have the knowledge, then they don't know shit. Which is why there's a lot of ignorant fucks out there, no matter who it is. Mainly MAGA fuckers. But like I said, I'll save that for another time. But yeah, just it's very profound. Now, I do want to talk about the other motto, which is the "May the Father of Understanding guide us," and I will say it does have some merit of some truth and understanding that, you know, yes, having someone that of like a father figure or whatever, you know, showcasing, you know, there's just ways of just like understanding the world and stuff. Like, yeah, that's cool and all, but for the most part, like the Templars' really biggest like thing that they want is control. Now, depending on the type of Templar it is, maybe the Templar has like some good motives. Maybe like, certain people just may not quite handle the truth and would rather be told these sweet little lies. And And in real life, certain people just cannot handle it. And when you tell them that, they start to, feel a lot worse about themselves. But it is what it is. And, sometimes just having a balance of just like that will make more sense. However, it can still lead into problematic situations, even more deadlier and more fucked up, like completely, controlling what a person can and cannot do. It could be a slippery slope with that. I completely understand that there should still be some understanding of level of control, but I believe that people should learn how to control themselves, really, than really try to like be told what they can or cannot do. Because trying to be told like that is kind of weird. Now, besides maybe trying to like attempt murder or murder somebody, that's still kind of what the fuck. Or just being a blatant asshole, that's also a bit of a what the fuck. Besides just that, I think people can have the right to express how they want to express themselves. Again, the whole First Amendment, freedom of expression and freedom of speech and stuff. But this also comes with a caveat with freedom of consequences, meaning that whatever choice you make, you got to deal with the consequences of your action. And if you simply just cannot do that, then it's like it's still gonna come at you in ways that you at least expected. Case in point was kind of going on with people that just, if they talk the smack and like they get smacked up for it, or like they say something like very silly, they get like not necessarily clowned on. Well, yeah, that, but it's just more just like they get pressed on. So I guess a good example would be like Adin Ross and Doji, where basically Adin Ross was saying some shit to Doji, basically, and just saying some stuff like, oh, I hate this bitch and this black bitch and all this other fucking shit that's very, very racist and very, like, ignorant as fuck. But the thing was, Doji played it smart, where it's like, she don't have to say anything necessarily to him, but, the way that she uses her talent and just her overall presence and just the way that she moved was very strategic, smart, and he simply fell for Roboto. Now, I'll talk about that on another day, because like this is Assassin's Creed, and this is just a completely different scenario that has little to nothing to do with that, but it's just kind of like a fascinating situation to where it's just like they fell for the obvious trap, which is also kind of why I want to say about with like this whole like thing about order, control, chaos, all that stuff. It's understandable, but I think it's just for anyone. I think it's just a balance and delicate of just you should know the truth that in life it's really tough, and you just gotta deal with the consequence of your action. But also at the same time, I can understand having some level of control in your life, and you want to make sure that you have that. But the only thing that you can really technically control is your reaction to the situations in life that happens, because simply just you cannot foresee what can happen beyond your control of certain events that can happen, because that's just again beyond our control, truthfully. But it's the reactions that we do, and like the energy that we give off from that matters the most to coming out on the other side. I think just what I want this video to be more of is like, yes, it should be a bit of like a philosophical debate on whether that's true, for nothing is true and everything is permitted, or may the Father of understanding guide us. Again, whatever you want to believe in is what you believe in. But I just think like it just makes sense to choose your destiny, choose your life however you see fit. For me, it's just like, I rather would live in truth and be myself unapologetically. And if somebody has an issue with that, then fuck off. I am being who I am. And if you don't like it, sorry, buddy. Sorry, person. I don't know what else to tell you other than this is me and this is what I am. And also, I'm trying to learn and get better as a person. That's all I can really do. And nonetheless, I'm just doing the best I can. But also at the same time, there's still some needs of improvement. So, I gotta keep that in mind sometimes. Even I could be wrong on a lot of things. And, it is what it is. That just means I just learned new information every single day about how to be a better person and all this other shit. I don't know. Whereas for anyone else, you know, whatever you believe in, I don't really care what it is. You could be assassin, Templar, in between, or none at all. It's just, you know, at the end of the day, I think it's just best that, you know, we make our own decisions and live with the consequences of those decisions anyways. So anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Suppose I need to go to sleep, but I instead recording the video, so definitely need to get my sleep schedule correct. But then again, I think I should be okay. So anyways, this is your boy ShinySman21 signing out, and I will see you guys later. Stay peaceful, stay amazing, stay awesome. Most importantly, stay being woke, stay being classy, stay knowledgeable on a whole lot of things, whether that's anything that's going on in the world, or if you just want a little bit of brief escape from it all, because you know it can get overwhelming sometimes. Then there's nothing wrong with taking a break, whether that's to read a book or play a video game or anything, just to, you know, relax and chill. Because sometimes we need a break from this shit. Sometimes hell, I need a break from this shit all the time, because sometimes it could just be such a but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, I'll see you lovelies later. I'll see you guys later. Peace.